From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Hello everyone, meteorologist Mike Kruger here. All right, so here's what I'm tracking. This is what we're tracking here for the week. We've got the flood potential, along with mudslides and the potential for debris flows as well. We're also looking at low snow levels, which could lead to, and I have a little misspelling there, but you get the idea. Low snow levels leading to chain requirements on many of the mountain highways. And we're talking snow levels as low as, say, 2,500, 3,000 feet. We're also looking at gusty winds, gusts 40, 50, 60, even upwards of 70 miles per hour for some of those higher mountain ridge tops. But gusty winds could lead to power outages, maybe some downed trees, broken branches. Also, cold overnight lows and early morning lows, especially tonight and into tomorrow. And we'll get into where some of those coldest temperatures will be. But take a look at your neighborhood forecast for the rest of the day today. Now, there may be a chance for an isolated sprinkle or a light shower, especially for the north end of the valley, but don't count on much, if anything. Scattered snow flurries, maybe a scattered shower for Trinity County. Scattered showers, maybe even a thunderstorm for the north coast, but mainly just some scattered showers. Siskiyou County, maybe some scattered shower snow flurries. That's also the case for Modoc County and the eastern mountains as well. But we're not expecting anything really that significant, because essentially what we've got here right now is just your typical cold and unsettled weather pattern. You see the speckled clouds, that's what's moving on in. But if you look closely, you can see this like band of moisture right here. This right here is an atmospheric river setting up. We're going to get more into that in a second and what that means, but it's not something to over-dramatize, that's for sure. But we've got an area of low pressure right here that's going to be moving its way, and that's going to be the first round of at least heavier rainfall coming in sometime around tomorrow night and into Wednesday. So let's walk you through the timing of it all. This is the latest forecast model data coming in. I've got snow levels on average starting off around 2,500, 3,500 feet. But by 5 p.m., you're just not seeing much, right? I mean, you're essentially just looking at some snow flurries here and there, a scattered shower. And then going into tonight and tomorrow morning, most of it's along the coast. We're also seeing a little bit of snow flurry activity in Trinity County, and that's also the case for Siskiyou County. But Modoc County tomorrow morning, as well as the eastern mountains and the valley, all looking at dry conditions to start off on your Tuesday. Tuesday around noon, we're beginning to see that atmospheric river begin to take shape and begin to aim itself more towards Northern California. But it's not here just yet. Tomorrow at noon, we're looking at some snow in some of the higher elevations. Nothing heavy at this point. The heaviest rain is still just off the coast. Then by 5 p.m., we're beginning to see some of the heavier rainfall move in. We're beginning to see some of that snow really begin to take shape as well. I'd say on average around 3,000 feet, but again, it could be locally lower, around 2,500 to 3,500 feet. Then we go into Tuesday night. We're really beginning to see some of that heaviest rainfall making its way to the coast. But see the darker shades of blue? Now we're seeing heavy snow. And one of the concerns here is that heavy snow on I-5. I think there's a very good possibility that for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we'll be looking at the potential for not only chain requirements, but maybe even a closure of I-5, because we are talking some heavy snow in some of those higher elevations, even as low as 3,000, 3,500 feet. Now, what we're seeing here is that heavier rainfall for the north end of the valley, even the south end around Chico. But you see how we have a little bit of that shadowing here. I mean, still rain, just not as much rainfall as, say, places like Chico, Oroville, and the north end of the valley. And we're beginning to see some of that snow for Wednesday morning making its way into the eastern mountains. And by the way, still pretty heavy snow even at 5 a.m. But now we're clearly seeing that atmospheric river aimed right at Northern California. You're going to be looking at steady, moderate to even heavy rainfall at times. It will start to shift to the south through the day on Wednesday. So we still got the heaviest rainfall for the valley, parts of Trinity County, but more in the way of scattered showers for western Siskiyou County, northern Trinity County, Del Norte, and Humboldt counties. But heavy snow off to the north and east. But you can see the heaviest snow is the darker shades of blue. Lighter shades of blue, the snow isn't quite as heavy. Then look what happens. As we go to Tuesday, still some of that heavier rainfall, still that heavy snow, once again between 3,500, 4,500 feet. Now we still have that band just kind of going back and forth a little bit here. So not quite as heavy for 5 p.m. Wednesday for the North Coast or western Siskiyou County, but you've got the heavier rainfall out over the valley to the east of that and that snow. All right, so we basically have just a lot of that snow coming in. So it looks like as we go into Wednesday, through the day on Wednesday, even into Thursday, those snow levels will start to slowly climb. And I expect much higher snow levels by Thursday, in particular by Friday and Saturday. Look at the amount of rainfall it is picking up on. This is just through Wednesday, folks. 2.5 to possibly even 3.5 inches of rain for some of us in the valley. Otherwise, basically about 1 inch to 2 to even over 3 inches of rain for the valley. But look at after the north and east, you're just not seeing as much. And you're not even seeing as much for the coast. And the reason being is eventually the heavier rainfall just kind of focuses itself to the east of the North Coast, which is why the North Coast may not see as much rainfall. With all of that said, the potential for flooding is something we've got to watch for. This is for Tuesday night through Saturday morning, because it's not just Wednesday, it's Thursday and even Friday that we've got to watch for that steady rainfall kicking in. And we're also looking at that potential. So mudslides, debris flows are a concern. We're also concerned about rising creeks and streams and even rivers. So a lot of things to take into account when we're dealing with this amount of rainfall. Now we have a winter storm warning until 10 o'clock tonight for Siskiyou and Modoc County. Winter storm watch for Tuesday through Wednesday for the heavy snow and travel delays for the areas in blue, which does include Trinity County. Could we be looking at snow on Buckhorn Summit, Oregon Mountain, for example? It's not out of the question. All right, so let's take a look at some of those forecast snow totals. All right, we're going to stop it at 5 p.m. tomorrow. All right, we can see a couple of inches of snow on Mount Shasta. Probably wet snow, but snow nonetheless. Not that much off to the east. Watch this explode as we go into Tuesday night into Wednesday. Look at that. Now again, this is a wet snow, but this is Mount Shasta City that we're looking at. Could we possibly see a foot or more of snow in Mount Shasta City? It's not entirely out of the question. Now you can see we're not going to see as much heading off to the east here, because again, we have to remember, where is that atmospheric river? Where's most of that moisture pointing to? Basically from here down here. So it'll be interesting to see how much we get out of it. And quite honestly, Mount Shasta is right there on the borderline of where we saw that drop off of not much rain for the west, but more rain and snow down to the south and east. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. We're going to have to keep watching that, but just be forewarned, you know, you're talking about that for Mount Shasta City. Again, we're talking about I-5 with the potential for that heavy snow creating chain requirements and possible road closures or highway closure, I-5 closure as a result. So I showed you the timing of that storm system coming in on Wednesday. You can clearly see that atmospheric river right here, aimed right at Northern California. Now we go into Thursday. Where's that atmospheric river? Right at Northern California. Friday, look at that, it doesn't move. We've just got that steady flow of moisture coming in Northern California, and there'll just be that stream of moisture giving us that steady rainfall. And it will be heavy at times, and that's when we look at that potential for flooding. But look what happens. That atmospheric river shifts to the south and pretty much is no longer an issue for us, but we've got an area of low pressure which is continuing to bring these disturbances over Northern California for Saturday. There's Sunday, more rain coming in, and that's also the case going into Monday of next week. So even though the atmospheric river event will pretty much be over by the time we get into Saturday, we've still got more storm systems that will be pushing through, bringing us more rain. So how much can we expect through the weekend? Well, through Sunday, well, I mean, this model is showing in particular about 7 to 10 inches of rain for parts of Del Norte and Humboldt County. 5 to 7 inches of rain is a possibility for parts of the valley, and then less than that heading off to the east. So yeah, a lot of rainfall in that week time frame. And a lot of it, most of it for the valley at least, is coming through tomorrow, really Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So there you can see, this is the atmospheric river setting itself up. Now we have kind of two sources. We got this main atmospheric river right here, but then this is also kind of feeding into that as well. Then eventually, that's Tuesday. We go into Wednesday and Thursday. There you can see, now we just kind of have this main atmospheric river still pointed right at Northern California. And then it starts to shift to the south. So by the weekend, it's down to our south, but we're still seeing these storm systems pushing through, as you saw there in Futurecast. So we talk about atmospheric rivers, but there are different categories, or should we say impacts. AR1, which is primarily beneficial and kind of a low category, and a much higher category is an AR5. And that's primarily hazardous conditions here with that atmospheric river. So here's what it looks like for the coast. As we go into Tuesday, we're kind of within that AR2 category and really staying in that AR2 category for Wednesday and Thursday. As we take a look at the foothills east of the valley, mainly staying within that AR1 category. So this is not the strongest of atmospheric rivers, but it certainly is going to have an impact. All right, so let's switch gears now and talk about the winds. We've actually got a high wind warning and a high wind watch for the areas in brown and this teal color. Essentially, you're looking at gusts at least 50 miles per hour, but they will be higher in some cases. With winds this strong, you've got the potential for power outages, down trees, power lines, the works. All right, so let's take a look at the winds. All right, we're going to take you through Monday, 6 p.m. That's today. Not very strong, a little breezy at times. And then we take you to Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. And you can see those winds are beginning to pick up for the coast. See 20 to even over 30 miles per hour. And then kind of most of the winds are off to the north and west. That's Tuesday morning. That's tomorrow morning. Not very strong for the valley. But then they really start to pick up. Look at Tuesday, 7 p.m. 40, 50, 60 miles an hour here. They're starting to pick up here for the valley and even off to the east. So gusty winds coming in Tuesday night. Here's midnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Look at these winds, 50, 60 miles an hour. We're talking 30 to even possibly close to 40 miles per hour in parts of the valley. Here's Wednesday, 3 a.m. Yeah, now we're over 40 miles per hour in the valley. We go into Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. We're starting to see most of the winds off to the east, but even out towards central Siskiyou County, still some very strong winds there. Still gusty, and it looks like mainly over a lot of the mountain ridge tops and even some of those mountain valleys as well. So the winds will start at least showing signs of subsiding as we go into your Wednesday night and your Thursday, but we'll still have to watch those winds going into Thursday and even Friday. Freeze warning has been issued for 10 o'clock tonight until 10 a.m. Tuesday, with temperatures below, some of us in the valley could drop below freezing for those overnight and early morning lows. That's for the valley, and that's also including the surrounding foothills as well. All right, so here's what we have in store for us for the rest of the day today. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s for the valley, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and we've got that chance for showers, maybe in a few thunderstorms here along the coast. Snow flurries, by the way, for some of those higher elevations, but nothing all that significant. Looking at your 7-day outlook, maybe an isolated shower for parts of Redding or Red Bluff, but overall not much if anything. Late in the day Tuesday, we're seeing the showers moving in. Heavier rainfall coming in Tuesday night and Wednesday with windy conditions. Thursday, Friday, more of that rain from that atmospheric river. Saturday, Sunday, even though the atmospheric river is gone, we've still got those showers moving in with those weak storm systems moving through Northern California. Here's the coast. Showers, possible thunderstorms this afternoon. We've got off and on showers here. The atmospheric river will not impact the coast a whole lot on Wednesday, at least in the form of the heaviest rainfall. Heaviest rainfall will be to the east of the north coast, but then by Thursday, Friday, the atmospheric river is back over the north coast. And then, of course, those showers for Saturday and Sunday. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for Mount Shasta, Alturas, and even Susanville. And what you've got here is, once again, off and on showers, possible snow flurries the rest of the afternoon today. Tomorrow, you got those showers coming in the second half of the day. Heavier rainfall Wednesday, cutting off western Siskiyou County, by the way, much like the coast, but central and eastern Siskiyou County, most likely that heavier rainfall and snow. And then, of course, you've got that rain and snow. Notice the snow levels, too, they're beginning to rise as that atmospheric river really begins to kind of come in. We're seeing that warmer air begin to move in as well. 3,500 feet on Thursday, eventually climbing up to 5,000 feet and higher by Friday. Still fairly high on Saturday, but then we'll see some more cold air move in by Sunday. Those snow levels dropping back down to about 2,500 to 3,500 feet in the mountains. That's your afternoon update. I'll be back again this evening with the latest.
Wiggly mouth.
Woggy mouth.
No.
Painting.
Wiggy mouth.
It's Woogie Moth painting.
It's Wogamoth painting, and yes, we'll paint anything.